Okay, it's time for a little order of operations talk. I know this is kind of review for you, but at the same time, we're going to make it a little more challenging, expand a little bit, make the problems just a little bit longer. So it'll be kind of interesting, kind of fun, even though it is a little bit of review. So first thing, we got a definition for evaluate. To find the value of an expression. So the key word here, find the value of an expression. That means there's no equal sign. So just looking if I had something like 4 times 3 minus 2. So if I evaluate this expression, I basically just solve for it, right? So 4 times 3 is 12. Minus 2 gives me 10. So that's how I would evaluate that expression. Pretty straightforward. It's a quick review on our order of operations. I like the acronym PEMDAS, right? P-E-M-D-A-S, PEMDAS. Tells you what order to follow your math rules. So first thing, you always do what's inside the parentheses. Do what's inside the parentheses, okay? Whether they're brackets, parentheses, always do what's inside of them. We treat radical symbols like parentheses, okay? Anything like that. Next thing we look for are exponents. Exponents. And we know what exponents look like. That would be something raised to a power, right? Exponents. After exponents, we combine multiplying and dividing. Okay? These will work together here. I'll put those together. Multiply and divide. And the key is just work left to right. Start on the left side and work to the right side. And lastly, we do the same thing. We put adding and subtracting together. Oh, I should probably write those first when I throw those arrows in, huh? So add and subtract. Same thing, from left to right. Okay, so PEMDAS. Parentheses, exponents, multiply and divide left to right, add and subtract left to right. Go through that order every single time. Every single time you evaluate something or simplify something. Okay, some are just going to be straightforward, like 2 to the 6th. Right? There's no order of operations. I just have one expression here. So 2 to the 6th, it's really 2 times itself 6 times. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And however you want to do this, most of you are using a calculator, I think, for this part. But for me, 2 times 2 times 2, that would give me 8, right? 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8. Over here, same thing, that's 8. And 8 times 8 gives me 64, okay? Even though I'm supposed to multiply left to right, you can break it up since it's all multiplication. That's totally fine. Okay, next one, number 2. So just follow your rules, follow your PEMDAS. Start with parentheses. I'm looking at number 2. No parentheses, okay? Exponents. Do I have any exponents? Yeah, right here I got some. So 2 to the 3rd power, I can replace that with 2 times 2 times 2, which gives me 8, okay? So I don't have to rewrite the whole problem. I can just replace that with 8. That's fine. Now I look, done with exponents, multiplying and dividing, working left to right, correct? So I got to do my 48 divided by 8 here, and 48 divided by 8 gives me 6. So that's 6. Now I might want to write this down, 6 times 3, bring my times 3 plus 5 down so I can see it. Still multiplying and dividing left to right, so 6 times 3 gives me 18, and 18 plus 5 is 23. So just follow your order of operations, okay? Looking down at the bottom, parentheses. Well, I got 2 sets of parentheses. Well, maybe just work left to right then. So I do my first set of parentheses, 8 minus 3. That's 5. Go to my other set of parentheses, 3 plus 2. That's also 5, okay? Well, I probably want to rewrite this because I still have this times 3 in the middle here. So I have 5 times 3. Well, this 5 is really in parentheses, isn't it? Which means I'm just multiplying. Okay, so now we just multiply from left to right. So 5 times 3 is 15 times 5, which is 75. Okay, and then once you get to all multiplication, it doesn't matter what order because multiplication is associative. But just work left to right to keep it simple. Getting a little more in depth with number 4, but still, parentheses. Oh, I got 2 parentheses, right? I got brackets. I got my brackets here, and then I have parentheses on the inside. Well, to know which one to do first, always work from the inside out. Okay, so I'm looking at my innermost parentheses. That's 6 minus 2. Let's simplify that part. That would give me 4. All right, now I'm looking. Okay, now I got my other set of parentheses, those brackets. So do what's inside the brackets, which means I got to take 12 divided by 4 here, which gives me 3. So now I got to rewrite this. So I have my 4 on the outside. I'm going to bring this down. I said this 12 divided by 4 is 3. Well, the 4 is next to it with the bracket, so we're really multiplying. I'm just going to use a parenthesis now. So 12 divided by 4 was 3, we said. In my right bracket, I'm just going back to parentheses. And I still have that squared at the top, right? Still got that squared. I'm taking that squared. Okay, this is where a lot of people make a mistake. They get going too fast, and they want to take 4 times 3 now. Well, after parentheses, I got to go to exponents, don't I? I have to do this 3 squared first. Okay, do that 3 squared, which gives you 9. And now I'm taking 4 times 9, which gives us 36. Okay, so don't work too fast. Always follow through. Parentheses. Are you done with parentheses? Now go to exponents. Exponents. Done with exponents. Multiply, divide. Done with that. Go to adding, subtracting. Okay, follow your steps. Don't keep going too fast. Okay, if you got a fraction bar with a lot of stuff on top, a lot of stuff on bottom, just break it up. Do all the stuff on top first, and then go all of the stuff on the bottom, and follow your order of operations both times. Follow your PEMDAS. So I'm going to go up top first, follow my PEMDAS. No parentheses up top. So I look, I got exponents. So I got to do this 2 to the 5th power. Well, 2 to the 5th power ends up giving me 32, right? 2 times itself 5 times. And if I look, 32 minus 6 times 2, well, I got to do the multiplying first, right? I got to finish my multiplying before I can subtract. So take that 6 times 2, which is 12, and bring my minus sign up here. And 32 minus 12 gives me 20. Okay, there's the top part. Now you also got to do the bottom then. Well, I'm going to put my fraction bar here. I got 20 up top so far. Do the bottom. No parentheses. Go to exponents. Got my 3 cubed, right? 3 to the 3rd power. 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27, right? 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Done with exponents. Now I'm going through any multiplying or dividing. Yep, I got my 5 times 3 here, which is 15. Then bring everything else down. Bring my minus sign down, my minus 2 down. And now I can just work left to right. 27 minus 15 gives me 12, and 12 minus 2 is 10. And now we can finish that out. 20 over 10, or we think 20 divided by 10, which is 2. There you go. Okay, down to number 2. Now we just have an algebraic expression, so we just have to plug our information in for each variable. So I'm saying x is 4. So I'm going to rewrite this with all my information. 2 times x squared. Well, that x is 4, so 4 squared. Minus y. Y is 3. Right, parentheses plus z squared. Well, z is 2. Okay, now we go through. Parentheses. Well, when I'm inside my parentheses, I got to follow my order of operations. So I got to do exponents first. So 4 squared, which is 16. Stay in my parentheses to finish it out. 16 minus 3 gives me 13. So that's gone. So I still have my 2 times that plus 2 squared out here. Well, I can't do anything more inside the parentheses because it's just down to 13. So I better do my exponents. Do that 2 squared, which is a 4. Now I'm going to rewrite this over here. So I got 2 times 13 plus 4. Well, now I'm down to multiplying and adding. So do my multiplying and dividing first. 2 times 13, 26. And 26 plus 4 gives me 30. There you go. Okay? So always follow your order of ops every single time. Talk yourself through it. Don't get going too fast. That's the biggest mistake. You go too fast, you accidentally multiply before you do exponents or something like that. Last thing, you can see it in a story problem. The biggest thing, anytime you're dealing with shapes in a story problem, draw yourself a picture. So for example here, each side of the Great Pyramid of Giza, Egypt, is a triangle. Okay, so each side is a triangle. If you want to draw yourself the pyramid, that's cool too. Okay, so I'm just looking at just this one side of the triangle, okay? And I brought it over here. The base of each triangle once measured 230 meters. So I got 230 for the base. The height of each triangle once measured 187. So that's 187. And they're both meters, okay? It says find the area of one side of the Great Pyramid. Well, here's one side of the Great Pyramid, isn't it? It's a triangle. Oh boy, now we got to think back. How do you find the area of a triangle again? If you remember, a triangle is like half a rectangle, right? And to get a rectangle, you take length times width. So it's really half that. Well, instead for a triangle, instead of using length and width, we use base and height. So remember, it's 1/2 times base times height. So we just plug in our information. 1/2 or 0.5 times the base, which is 230, times the height, which is 187. Okay, this is where you want to make sure you have a calculator on hand so you can save yourself some time. So 1/2 or 0.5 times 230 times 187 gives us 21,505. Anytime you have a story problem, you're going to have a label. So make sure we got meters and its area, so meters squared. Okay, don't forget those labels on story problems. All right, there you go. A little review with the order of ops. Remember PEMDAS. Follow those steps, and you're going to be good to go.